Yes, I am at the fair. The gates haven't opened yet, but I know that there's a lot of kids who are up. They are doing their feeding this morning. So thankfully, they let us just kind of watch here from the distance as they're working hard. But hopefully, they have a great week here at the Lucas County Fair. And yeah, we're going to have music, food. We're going to talk about everything coming up. But I'm going to be talking about your forecast for the fair. So I know when you come on out today, it's going to be a hot one. You're going to be buying that bottle of water while you're here. Highs are going to be right around 90 degrees for those who are coming to the Lucas County Fair this afternoon. We have the morning sun, but as we go through the rest of the day, we'll have some partly sunny conditions as we will have that chance for an isolated shower, though many of us are going to squeeze out of the day dry. Even as we look at the next couple of days, if you're not able to make it to the fair today, because there's a lot of events coming up later this week. Wednesday, we're going to be into the lower 80s. We'll have that best rain chance later in the day. So those who come for the morning fun, they're going to have a pretty good forecast. Thursday, once again, we have a little bit of a rain chance, and even Friday as well, as we find those 80s all throughout the rest of the week. Though none of these days are going to be a washout. So if you're headed to the fair, have the WTOL 11 weather app on you. Now, as far as that hour-by-hour forecast, let's take a look at it, because today it is pretty quiet. We're going to be looking at plenty of sun overhead. We will be looking at it to be a little more comfortable, though it will be hot overall. At least the humidity not going to be a huge factor for us. Mainly dry, though, that isolated rain chance. And overnight, though, that humidity will start to build in, and that's going to cause our rain chances to be a little more likely as we go into Wednesday. So that's why you're going to be seeing some scattered showers throughout your Wednesday. But even into the evening, that's when we're going to have that thunderstorm chance. So again, have the app. You're going to be using it since we're talking a lot about rain here for the forecast. As far as our MUGGY meter is concerned, at least today's comfortable. We have a nice breeze out here this morning, but things do get a little bit sticky since we have that water coming in the form of rain. So you will notice a little more humidity in the air, kind of that sticky, muggy feeling for the rest of the week. But outside, at least this morning, it's a little more comfortable. We've had 60s out there. We're switching over to those 70s as far as those current temps. But as far as those 90s, they will be here later today. That high temperature trend, though, doesn't have a straight line of 90s across the board. You're going to find that it's very summer-like. We're talking low 80s tomorrow, and then after that, it's mid to upper 80s. But still, it's going to be very much like July outside as we look at that 10-day forecast. To keep a count on the 90s, we've had 5 days so far. So today would make number 6, but we haven't had big heat. So of course, we'll be keeping an eye to things, as on average, we do see about 19 days at 90 degrees or more at the Toledo Express Airport. But on that extended forecast, just 90s for today. We'll have plenty of sun in your forecast. Though we do have those rain chances, you'll see that they kind of peak tomorrow afternoon, and that along that front that kind of stalls out. That's why we have a lot of those rain chances that hold here for the rest of the week and even into the weekend. Highs during this time frame going to be in the low to mid 80s and then the upper 80s on a couple of those days. But at least Sunday's dry. Right now, that looks to be the pick day of our weekend, but we're still a ways from the weekend, and even into next week, we'll watch out for some rain on Monday until dry weather to wrap up this full forecast. But I'm going to be headed into some of the barns. I know Amanda, we always have to keep an eye to see what projects are coming in. The chickens, they are up and they are noisy this morning. So I got a lot more of the fair to check out, and I'm going to be sharing that with you guys in just a little bit.
Very good. We'll look forward to that, Diane. Thank you.